Okay, so welcome to tutorial number 6. My name is Tomantos, and today I'm going to show you another example from the same music video that I used in the previous tutorial, except now I'm going to concentrate mainly on the color correction. So we have basically a little sequence here. Just play it, let you kind of watch it. So as you can see, it's two different scenarios, or well, the same scenario, but two different times of the day. The first is in the middle of the night, and then in the morning, showing this couple waking up. And it's for a music video. So I'm going for kind of a stylized look, and the way that I achieved it is, if you look at it, this is the actual raw footage here. It's I try to get as close to the finished kind of a look that I want to achieve, while shooting. Sometimes, it's, we don't have the time or whatever, so then you can use color correction to kind of alter the image further. But I would always recommend trying to get the colors as close as possible to what you want them to be. The final product is simply because when you're color correcting, video footage, you're gonna basically degrade the image. And if you're shooting on, let's say, red camera or film, it's not as bad. So those formats, you don't have to worry about it as much. But if you're shooting video or well, most pretty much digital cameras out there, then yeah, degrading the image is something that you should really be worried about. So the way that I kind of set up two scenes, very simple. For the night version, I basically blacked out this window that was in this room, and then I basically put a 1000 watt tungsten light with a blue gel on it that kind of eliminates and creates this kind of rim light that you see up here on the character's face here, on the hair, and then you can see it reflecting there in the back. And then I just put another light that's basically pointing straight at the main character's face, and that one was gelled a little bit warmer, and it was flagged off so that it only illuminates his face and a little bit on his chest. You can see the shadow here, and that light was there just to kind of add a little bit of warmth to the scene. Otherwise, everything would have been too blue. And then for the daylight version, what I did is I basically opened the windows, took off all the blinds and everything, so try to let in as much sunlight as possible. And then I put another the 1K tungsten light, and I kind of again put it there from the side to create those nice rims and everything. And then I also added another 1K right above the camera, kind of pointing in this direction, as a fill light, and I put a slight diffusion paper on it so that it kind of creates these kind of softer shadows and kind of fills in the dark areas up here. Now I'm just going to further enhance it with color correction. So with this shot, basically what I'm trying to achieve is kind of, I would say, kind of almost pinkish skin tones, and these kind of complementing kind of greenish, kind of almost turquoise kind of colors. This was actually something I was consciously decided on in pre-production. So basically, when it comes to the set and the actual set dressing, you'll notice the covers have this kind of greenish kind of tint to it, with some warm patterns to it. The bed, everything in here has those kind of, it's like this two-tone kind of a look. It's something that is done in big feature films, and it's just, I guess, good good practice for any artist, whether you're doing cinematography, photography, or even painting. A lot of artists, what they use is basically standard color wheel to kind of match colors, see what goes well together. There's a really cool, actually, online color wheel from Adobe. You can go to Cooler and Adobe. Then let's click here. And basically, it's like an online color wheel. It has a lot of already preset color schemes that you can go through, but you can just go quickly create your own. Click complementary colors, and you can pick, like, for example, if you were to go for these kind of, let's say, skin tones are usually warmer colors. So let's say you have a character and you're going for these kind of very sunny kind of, bright yellowish kind of skin tones, then these would be kind of your complementing colors. So maybe your costumes or certain set dressing or some things like that should have these kind of colors in it, and it's gonna make the shot look more interesting, nicer. The same thing if you go, for example, for something like that they have in the new film with Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins, the Wolfman. In that movie, they have these kind of brownish, yeah, like almost kind of brownish, kind of muddy colors for most of the film, and then when they do have other kind of colors, it's these very kind of bleak blue, kind of gray-looking colors, like you see up here. And what I'm going for is sort of something like this. This is kind of, yeah, these are maybe kind of the skin tones that I want, and these are the kind of colors that I want that kind of fit. So just to kind of compare it, this is sort of what I want to achieve there with on the wall and stuff like that. So anyways, we'll minimize this, and the way that I'll go about it is by using a standard color correction tool that comes with Adobe Premiere. No special plugins needed. If you're using Final Cut Pro, you have the same set of tools. Pretty much every editing program out there has the same set of tools. In Final Cut Pro, you can go to Effects, Video Filters, then Color Correction, and pick your three-way color corrector. And in Adobe Premiere, you go to Color Correction, you go to Video Effects, Color Correction, and then pick three-way color corrector. We'll drag and drop it onto the shot. And then here you can see it. You can see the settings for it. So scroll down, and these are basically, again, it looks very similar in Final Cut Pro. These are your shadows, midtones, and your highlights. So basically, this whole shot just came out a little bit too red. So what I'm going to try to do is take the midtones, kind of add a bit more purplish, kind of bluish kind of look to it. Take the shadows, add a lot more purple, and there are maybe a bit more like blue kind of colors. And then the highlights, I just want to add this kind of golden glow to it to simulate the sun hitting them. So I go to highlights, make it kind of very yellowish, add some gain up here by dragging this little tool, and you can see right away adding this like yellowish, you can add a bit more warmth to it, make it a bit more golden. This is here. This is without it. Notice it just looks flat, and this is with it. It looks like golden, and I would say that's pretty much it for the color. So if you quick color correction, this is before, this is after, and then maybe I'll adjust the kind of the brightness and levels of this shot, and I do that by going to Video Filters, Effects, and then Adjust, and Levels. Again, drag and drop it onto my shot. Levels is basically the same thing that you have in Adobe Photoshop when you're doing adjusting photos and stuff like that. Just basically adjust your brightness. So this is your shadows, midtones, and this is your highlights. So if I drag the highlights, more to the left, I'm basically blowing out, more and more of the values in this image, and kind of making them just kind of completely white, overexposed pixels. This is a little preview window they have to work out of in Premiere. It's not the best, but it does the trick, I guess. And the image comes in upside down because this whole music video was shot on the M2 adapter, so everything was upside down. Anyways, here I'm gonna adjust the shadows. I'm gonna just crush the blacks. So basically taking the shadows, and I'm kind of pulling them in, basically taking any of the similar values of these kind of the grayish dark pixels that are almost black, and I'm just turning them into a complete black pixels. So that's kind of what I'm doing, and then I'll counter it a little bit by adding a bit more value to the midtones, and that's it. So this is kind of how it looks, kind of brings more life to the shot. So this is how the shot looked before, kind of washed out and reddish, and then this is with the color correction, and this is with the levels adjusted. So I'm pretty happy with this, and we'll go on to the next shot. Yeah, anyways, we're basically going to continue doing color correction on this music video that I'm working. So on this night version of the shot, I'm kind of happy with what I was able to really achieve there, right there on the set. Um, I guess what I do when I just change is I want to make it even more drastic, even more uh, kind of just dramatic, I guess, looking kind of more stylized. So I want to kind of just black out all of this, just crash all those blacks there, um, so you don't see any of it, and also yeah, just kind of just play around more with the levels, but overall the colors of it I'm okay. So again, I'm gonna go to my VFX, adjust levels. I'll drag and drop it onto the clip, and then I'm gonna play around with it up here. Levels, click the settings for it, and I'll just crash it a lot, and then I'll take the midtones and kind of bring them back up. Maybe then too much there. There, maybe a little too much. That, okay. And one thing you'll notice is whenever you basically increase the contrast in your shot, the saturation goes up too. So it's good practice then to kind of, unless you really want these kind of crazy popping colors, but you don't want that, then you can go to your, again, color correction tools and pick the color balance HLS, which stands for hue, lightness, and saturation. And basically here we'll just take the saturation and just kind of tone it down so it looks a bit more realistic and a bit less jarring. And that's it. And that's pretty much maybe I desaturated too much, maybe to like 40, so you can still see the blue in there, but it's not too bluish. And this is how it looked before, and this is how it looks after. So before and after. So this kind of makes the shot look more dramatic. Alright, I'll show you guys one more example, which is this shot up here. This is actually from a documentary that I shot recently in South America. It's in Ecuador on the coast of the Pacific. About this little surfing town called Montañita. You can check out the trailer by following the link, or you can find the link in the description of this video. Basically, this shot is it's like, I guess most of the time when you're shooting documentaries, you're just out there in real locations, so you don't really have the luxury of doing any kind of set design or art direction. So in this case, it's just neutral kind of colors and just one surfer out there just kind of relaxing in the water. But I knew that I wanted to get this kind of a nice, almost a sunset kind of a look to this shot. It was just kind of nice because usually the water was crowded with other surfers, and I happened to get this one guy all alone in the water and the waves. So I took the opportunity and I shot into the sun. So the sun is kind of above the camera, slightly to the left, and I underexposed the shot on purpose because I knew I wanted it to be kind of darker, and I just wanted to get a bit of those kind of reflective highlights in the water and the ripples. And then now in post, I'm just gonna change the colors to kind of make it look like it's actually taken place during a sunset. So again, we'll go to video effects. We'll go to color correction. Take our three-way color corrector, drag and drop it onto the shot, and here's what we'll end up doing. So go down here to our colors, and I'll basically first make the midtones just brownish, kind of reddish, kind of pull like that. The shadows, maybe I'll counter it so not everything is so red. Kind of pull it a bit more towards blues, yeah, like that. And then I'll add a bit more gain to the midtones, and then the highlights I'll make them very kind of golden looking. So like that, there. So it kind of right away makes it look nice. Then I'm also going to go to the master channel here, and I'm going to overall just take the whole shot kind of make it look reddish. Add a bit more gain to it. There. Take away some of the gain. Add to it. Yeah, there. Something like that. A bit warmer. And then the last thing I'll do is again quickly add my levels. Drag and drop the levels. Click on the settings, and I want to kind of make it even more dramatic. So I'll really kind of crush the blacks like that. And overall, I'll put the midtones to the right side to kind of darken the shot. And see this right there, and that kind of makes the shot right away look like it's you know, like it was filmed during the evening or sunset hours. This is before how it looked, and this is the after. So you can see the big difference. And here I'll show you another example. This is a shot for the same documentary that I did. Just kind of shot neutral and very flat. If you notice, there's a lot of details in the shadows and highlights. It's my settings in the camera. Whenever I'm shooting something, especially documentaries, where I don't know really what my final effect is going to be, and I want to have more control and information in post, and then I'll just shoot the image kind of very flat looking, like here. And so now I kind of just want to. I'm happy overall with the shot, but I just want to add some warmth to it, really make it look like it was, you know, it's in a hot kind of a tropical place. So again, I'll go to my three-way color corrector, drop it into the shot. Go to my highlights, add some of those kind of golden reflections in there. The highlights, something like that. Take the midtones too, add some warmth. And then I'm going to take the shadows though and add a bit more blue to it. Just something like that, maybe too much. A bit more greenish looking. And then I'm also going to again take my levels and just add some contrast back into the shot, since I purposely shot it looking kind of very flat. So go maybe something like this. Not too drastic, but you know, something like that maybe. And then you can go back in, adjust the highlights there, get them looking high. I want this is almost too kind of greenish. So take some warmth like that. That's good. So yeah, that's pretty much what I was looking for. So this is how it looked before. This is the after. So you can see, without the levels, it's kind of looking a bit flat. With the levels, it just adds some more contrast to the shot. So it's a nice looking shot now. So as you can see, you don't really need any fancy plugins or anything like that. Just use standard three-way color corrector, which is pretty much identical to what DaVinci Suite has, other than the fact that it's DaVinci Suite is all hardware driven and it has, you know, actual knobs and things like that you can do in real time. But at the core of it, I guess the controls are the same. So it's the same kind of techniques that they're using on big budget films, music videos, and yeah, it's simple little adjustments, but they make a big difference. And another thing I guess you should keep in mind is it's good to always do different versions, kind of just play around, try different things, and you know, and then test them out on a TV, big screen TV or something, and see what they think. And then go back in, keep on adjusting the shot back and forth until you get it looking the way that you think it should be looking, and just have fun with it. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and stay tuned for the next one.